Hi, and welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm pretty excited to show you the Transformers Reactivate 2-pack. We have Bumblebee and we have Starscream, and just listen to how short that is. No, like, two different sublines, or just Transformers Reactivate. I love it. So, we've got Bumblebee here, who is a deluxe. Starscream, who I think you'd call a Voyager, but as it comes in the 2-pack, they don't really have like that standard deluxe Voyager price point. They are from the upcoming, we'll see if it actually ever comes out, Transformers Reactivate game. I know it's supposed to come out this year. I think it got delayed. But as much as I have very little confidence in that game actually ending up being any fun, these were some surprisingly fun toys. Let's start with Bumblebee. He's a little dune buggy. First complaint, he doesn't roll super smoothly. You have to like really watch out for the clearance, essentially like getting these arms in the right position to make sure that the front wheels roll is a little tricky, but it is a complaint, but he does look really cool, which I like. I like this like goldish yellow. That looks really nice. Contrasts super well with this super dark, almost black metallic gray plastic, but it is metallic gray. We've got a couple little like lights and headlights and things picked out in silver. We have a nice little like engine block thing on the back. We have mounting for his guns. There is another mounting point in his forearms, but I don't know that I don't think if we mount it there, that would allow us to, it would just make the clearance issue any worse. So yeah, he looks pretty solid. Independently, the wheels roll fine. I think on my copy, it's just because these two bumper pieces don't sit super solid. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the junk of his arms kind of prevents that rolling up front. I do like the gold painted rims. And overall, you know, it's just a nice, solid deluxe. It's pretty decently sized, too, if I'm comparing it. It feels like my standard comparison these days is actually a Combiner Wars figure, but here's how they look together. So, you know, a solid deluxe. And obviously, he is significantly smaller than Starscream, which I like a lot. And I really like the asymmetrical paint job. I think that, to me, it's neat that they have new molds and designs that we haven't seen before, but the asymmetrical paint job is an excellent choice, and I want to see more of this line because I want more of those paint jobs. Like this panel, having this paint detail versus this one, that does a lot on this side. Starscream looks very cool and post-apocalyptic. He's a generic, like, fighter, you know, not based off any specific jet. He's got, oddly enough, 3 engines at the back end. But yeah, again, same thing, dark gunmetal gray, almost to the point where his like Decepticon symbol on that side, you can't really make out. It's a lot clearer on that side, but it looks good. It does look good. I like it a lot. And I feel like he's got a pretty clean undercarriage for a fighter jet. He does not have any landing gear, which is a little disappointing. And the other disappointment for him is these are not, maybe I've just been spoiled, but I was expecting, I was prepared for these to be effect piece compatible. They are not. I do think, no, actually, can this work? You can kind of, I mean, you're stretching the plastic at that point, but if you want, you know, a jet mode on Bumblebee, you can get some pieces around his top 2 exhausts. You wouldn't be able to get it anywhere else. But yeah, again, it's just a really cool color scheme. And I like this like weird mismatch. It does a lot for me in vehicle modes. And I don't know that there's necessarily a need to compare. I mean, we have this size comparison. I have other Seeker molds, but I don't think there's a solid need to compare there. So let's just get into transformation. We're going to start with Bumblebee. First thing we do is come in and remove the front fender piece. Bring that down. It was tabbed to these 2 sections. With that out of the way, we can untab on either side these wheel sections, which lets us flip out the side doors, and that lets us release these legs. The legs can come down. Oh, they have a tab here. One more tab we got to release on either side. There we go. Then the legs can come down and out, and as we pull the whole mass away, the waist comes down and things kind of flip out for us. We do have a couple things we do on the feet. We are going to bring the feet down, rotate them 180. with that space cleared in this back, we can flip back these wheels. And this is a really cool bit of transformation. This shin is not attached to the sides of the legs. So when we push that wheel in, I'm going to show that, it comes out. Let me show it better on this side. So we're gonna keep it down here. You can kind of see what I'm talking about there. But we're gonna flip this in, and as this tire fills it in, we get a little pop out, which is just a little bit of auto transformation that I feel like we haven't gotten recently, and I'm a big fan of that sort of gimmick. Next, we're gonna come in, and the arms, we just pull them up and out to the sides. Get those out of the way as best as we can. I always have a little trouble with this next part, but we'll see if I can muddle my way through it. We're gonna bring down his head, split the front of his car mode, and with the hood kind of separated out, we can bring this section forward a little bit. Now we can split out this section here. That's always a little tight on my copy. But that lets us bring this section forward, the top of his car mode, which lets us free out his head. And this whole thing wants to come out. Get my thumb in there. There we go. I think I was pressing on the wrong section. I forgot how wide the armored windshield is. But with that up, we can flip around this whole piece, bringing down and back his head section, bring it up, and that lets us bring this whole chest piece down, and that collapses his little belly and body up. With this piece back and up, you can see kind of it creates this slot, which we want to insert right there. And then with his head clamped down, we can bring around our shoulders, and same thing on this side. And we have a pretty buff and armored Bumblebee who gets his 2 pistols. And I do really like these pistols with these like front-loaded grips. That's really neat. But here is Bumblebee in his robot mode. Set him to the side. All right, it is time to announce the winner of the Transformers Generations Buzzworthy Bumblebee Troop Builder Multi-Pack. We have over here on the left all the comments on the video. Like the normal rules, if you left a comment and you wanted to enter the giveaway, like here, you know, vid84 entered the giveaway, you got a little heart. If you just left a comment, which is always appreciated, you didn't get a little heart. That's what helped me keep track of the entries. And let's see, it looks like I missed one. Let's Control F Logan. Nope, I do have Logan Anderson 240. So give him a little heart. But yeah, this is the what I use to try and keep track of things. I'm working on a better system. But we had a bunch of entries today. So we had a total of 46. Let's get to the bottom. There we go. And those were all the comments. And then over here on the left are all the entries. So I grabbed everyone. We had a total of 46 entries. And we're going to pick our random winner right now. Rand between 1 and 46. And our winner is number 11. Number 11 is Super Froky 82. Let's see, Super Froky 82. What did you say as your answer? Give a question. Oh, a HasLab. Yeah. So I really appreciate everyone's comments on this. Figuring out how to make the raffle as appealing as possible is a big part of our fundraising strategy. That will let us, raise more money for Cincinnati Children's Hospital. So what I've got, it seems like a good mix of things. Try and get 1 or 2 high-end items, like maybe a HasLab. On the secondhand market, it's tough to make those cost-effective. If anyone wants to donate a HasLab figure, feel free to reach out to me. But I'm also going to be doing, I think, more prizes than last year based on, some other hard-to-find stuff. I'll keep an eye out throughout the year. So appreciate everyone's feedback. Froky82, congratulations. You won the Troop Builder Multi-Pack. Reach out to me, Sieta Shami on Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Reddit, wherever you want to. reach out and we'll get the troop pack packed up and sent your way as soon as possible. Let's get back to the review. And time for Starscream. First thing, we will unpeg his null rays, which I do like that these are asymmetric. That's kind of a neat touch. Again, the asymmetry does a lot for giving this line a unique design aesthetic. We're going to lift up these legs, these shins and feet, bring them down. Same thing here. Lift it up, bring it down. Coming in on the back end, we are going to separate the forearms here, kind of lifting them up and out of the way. We can separate the tops of these engines from the bottoms, like so. That gives us this whole backpack that we can move up and away, like so. Just get that out of the way. The feet are essentially done. We just pop out our heels. Pop out the heel, come in. I feel like it's better on this side because there's a hollow piece that you can fit your nail into. Pop those out. And with these shins down and things collapse together, that is the legs done. Up top, we're going to, with the backpack separated, we don't want to collapse it yet. We want to flip forward our turbine intakes. We want to flip down the nose cone, then flip open the cockpit. With it open, we can pop out our head, turn it around, collapse it back, forming our torso. Get things to click. We can bring up these arms, and these side pieces will come up and they just fold in, kind of hiding behind his torso bits, folding up his shoulders. Then we have this backpack, and all we really need to do is flip around these wings like so, and we can flip up this backpack piece, and everything collapses nicely onto his back. Like so, and it clicks in. And then we just have hands to get out. And we have null rays to attach. So the null rays, unlike, G1 Seekers, they don't go up on his bicep, they go into his forearm, which I actually really prefer. I think it looks way better like this. Plus it makes more sense for aiming. Like if you're gonna aim on your maybe Mega Man and Samus have spoiled me. And then we just need to click in these shoulders. And here is Starscream in his robot mode. And again, we're going to lift up our camera. They look really good together. It's a nice, in a set by itself, it looks really nice. Starscream, I mean, they're both pretty G1, but with their own unique take on G1. Again, the asymmetrical paint job looks really good. It makes me prefer Starscream to Bumblebee. I wish Bumblebee had more of this, that slashy gray paint kind of across here. Like he's got kind of this shin guard versus that shin guard, but something else, maybe like a splash of yellow on the black or something. But yeah, they look like post-apocalyptic Transformers. They do have pretty good articulation. We can start with Bumblebee. Coming in on that head sculpt, it is a nice head sculpt. I do wish the eyes were picked out in a bright paint. They do look a little dead and lifeless, which is unfortunate, but he can look up, he can wiggle. That's pretty good head articulation on that neck. You can get the door wings out of the way. The arms go 360. They do go up if you separate out the shoulder a little bit, which doesn't seem to break the sculpt too much, but that's plenty. There is bicep swivel here. Yep. There is a 90-degree bend here. He does not have waist swivel. He does not have any waist swivel due to transformation, which is a little unfortunate. He can do a full Van Damme, though. He can kick up, and it is a low kick. If you kick out to the side, you get significantly higher, as this void allows you to get around his cod piece, his crotch piece. But it does suck that his kick is kind of low without it. He does run into his backpack in the back. He does have bicep swivel. He does deeper than 90 degrees at the knee, and he does have ankle tiltage in both directions. So, missing a waist swivel and not being able to kick up super high is an annoyance. But he still looks really good and dynamic. I think my biggest complaint about him is just that he's Bumblebee and he doesn't feel like Bumblebee. Maybe once the game comes out, it'll be like, oh yeah, that's definitely what Bumblebee would be like if there was an apocalypse on Earth. But as is, I feel like this could have been, like, if they had given us Starscream as a generic seeker and Bumblebee as a generic auto trooper, that would have been equally as interesting, and I probably would have preferred that. Starscream, on the other hand, I do really like the bright blue eyes. That is super helpful in making him feel lifelike. He and Bumblebee both have these like gaunt robotic faces, which I think matches the setting they're going for here. He does turn and wiggle that head really well. His arms can go 360. Got to watch out for the wings, but they can go 360. These shoulder pieces change, so you can have these shoulders up like this. You can also have them like down like this. I think both look equally interesting, but they help kind of smooth out his proportions here. And like I said, this like shiny red plastic against this matte black plastic looks really, really good to me. I like that a lot. He does have bicep swivel. He does a slightly deeper than 90-degree bend on that elbow. No wrist articulation, which is disappointing. He can, if we get this wing out of the way, he can almost do a full Van Damme. And again, these waist pieces also help in that articulation. They can come up, they get out of the way really easily. He can kick super high, which I like. He kicks back plenty far before he hits his backpack. He does have a 90-degree knee bend. He does have thigh swivel, and he does have ankle tilts. So yeah, I think out of the two, I mean, Starscream's the reason you get this set. I think he's the way cooler toy of the two. But they both look cool as a 2-pack. And I don't know that I recommend it at the price it's at. So it is 63 bucks in the States. I had a gift card towards mine, so mine was a little cheaper. But if you're thinking 63 bucks, that's $25 for a deluxe, and then $35 for a Voyager. I guess that is like, what is that, $60? It doesn't feel like a deal as a 2-pack. But they are unique designs, and I do wish, again, that we could do effect pieces off the Null Rays. Maybe the Siege and Generations has spoiled me. There are just issues with the molds, like the car not rolling super well, the lack of landing gear, the lack of certain articulation here. But there's just an interesting and unique idea here that it's got me curious for more. I would probably, if this was released for 35 bucks as a generic seeker, I'd probably check that out. If this was released for, $25 as a generic trooper, I'd probably check that out. And maybe when that happens, I'll do a giveaway for these guys. Right now, I'm holding on to them because I want to compare them to the other Reactivates, and I'm curious if anything else in the line comes out. But I don't know that I'll hold on to this as part of my collection long term. Maybe I'll do a giveaway later this year, or make this part of the Extra Life, campaign or something this year. We'll see. But as is, I don't know that I'd recommend them, but I kind of appreciate that they exist. This is, like, I feel that this and the Optimus Prime and Soundwave 2-pack are the best things that are going to come out of Transformers Reactivate. I do not have a lot of confidence in that game. I hope it's good. I don't think it will be. We'll have to see. But for now, that is it. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.